So these are already pre-set up for you. What you have to look for is they're telling you by putting these repetitively here, they're telling you that's what he's falling. So this says he falls E, and then where could he walk? Well, they filled in G already, or he could go the other way to get to the letter. H would be your answer here that goes in that answer blank. Similarly, in number 4, the fact that they gave you both of these repeating, that's telling you that he falls down D. So you have to think, if he falls down D, where can he go? He can go all the way across, which is what they already labeled J, or he can go to the middle line, which would also be a letter. So the answer is G. If you want to take a minute and test yourself, pause for a second and see if you can answer these next two. So if he falls down F, we have to fill in both of the things that he could walk. So to get to the first letter is just here, that's H. Then you just have to be careful. You have to start back here at the point that he fell, and he'd have to go all the way across to get to the second letter. That's J. It doesn't matter where you put those as long as you have those two answers, H and J. So now we're going to do some number examples because I think it makes more sense once we throw some numbers at it here. So in this next example, we have to pick where he's going to fall. So as you get to ones that you're doing on your own, you have to picture him up here. He's going to fall down whichever one's labeled. And since we're trying to find X and Y, we can only find those one at a time. So I'm going to find X first. I'm going to pretend that Y is not even there. If I want to find X, that's what he's going to fall down because that's the only side that's technically labeled right now that I'm ignoring Y. So he's going to fall down X, and I'm going to put a little star where he's going to land. He's going to land there. To get to the first letter, that middle letter is the first one, is going to be 9. Here's where you got to be careful. To get to this far letter, he's got to go all the way across there. All the way across, you have to add the parts together. So that's going to be 12. That's what goes in the proportion. Then from here you have to solve these like we were doing at the beginning. X times X is X squared. 21 times 9 is 108. Take the square root of that, and you have to find something that goes into it. I know off the top of my head that 36 goes into that 3 times. You might have to take your calculator out and divide a couple times to find something that works. But that's the biggest thing, so we're going to go with that one. So then this is 6 radical 3 for X. Alright, let's talk about finding Y now. So now, if I erase the picture. So now I'm going to cover up X, pretend X isn't there. So the only thing labeled now is he can come down Y, because that has something labeled on it. That's what you're looking for. Where's the label? He's going to fall down that. It won't always be a letter. A lot of them on your homework will be a letter, because that's what we're practicing, but it can also be a number. So if he falls down Y, he lands right here. He can either go this way to get to a letter, which is 3, or he can go this way to get to a letter, which is 9. Then we have to cross multiply and solve. Y squared is equal to 27. Take the square root. If you pay attention to what you multiplied, it tells you that perfect square. 9 goes into it 3 times. So Y is going to be 3 radical 3. Let's try a few more just to get the hang of it. Alright, for this next one, again, I would suggest that you cover up one of them, pretend it's not there. And this one's upside down, so he's actually here, upside down, and he's going to fall up. You can also turn your paper if you'd like to, but that's really hard for me to do right now on the iPad. But you can do that with your paper, is turn it so that this side right now is the ground. You just have to be aware of where the ground is. So he's going to fall down X for this example, and he's going to land here. He can go this way to get to a letter, which is 40, but the problem is he needs to go this way to get to the other letter, and I don't have a number there. But since I know the whole thing is 50, I can do 50 minus 40 and figure out that that section is 10. So that's what's going to go on the bottom here, is that 10. And then I do X times X is X squared. 40 times 10 is 400. Take the square root, and if you try that in your calculator first, that is a perfect square. So we get X is equal to 20. Then if I want to find Y, I'm going to cover up x this time instead, and if I try and solve for y here, he's going to fall down y. He's going to land right here. He can get to that first ladder that's a short distance of just 10. But then he has to go from where he landed all the way across. So since we're on an outside line here, we have to add the 10 plus 40, which is already added up top. That's going to be 50. We get y squared is equal to 500. And then we have to find a perfect square that goes into 500. Think real big. 100 goes into it 5 times. So that's going to be 10 radical 5. And that's what y equals. Alright, looking at the last example, it's going to be the same kind of things, just different numbers, different position for x and y, so we just need to talk through what's going to happen here. So again, I'm going to cover up x, or cover up y so I can find x. If he falls down x, he lands here. Think for a second what your distances would be. To get to the first ladder, it should be 4. And then to get all the way across, since he's on that outside line, he's got to walk all the way across there. That's 4 plus 12, or 4 plus 21, which is 25. Cross multiply, you get x squared is equal to 100. Take the square root. X equals 10. And then we got to erase. And let's find y instead now. So cover up x. He's going to fall down y. He's going to land right here. And he can go to the left to get to the ladder, which is 21, or he can go to the right to get to the ladder, which is 4. Since he fell down the middle, we don't have to do any of that adding, because he's either going to go left or right. He doesn't have to go all the way across. We get y squared is equal to 84. Take the square root. 4 goes into 84 21 times. And so you end up with an answer for y of 2 radical 21. Good, I hope you filled in the notes as you went through, and you'll have them then, take a picture of them in Notability, you'll have them for future reference. Try the class kick, the code's posted on Schoology, and then you have a homework assignment to do. We will talk more about this tomorrow. We're going to have a little bit more detailed of a lesson tomorrow, but I want you guys to do your best on the homework. Good luck, and thanks for watching.